You're working on that. We got to practice harder. We got to prepare harder. Because tough times don't last, tough guys do. But we have got to stick together, okay? We have to keep communicating and build trust even more. We're all going to get on the same page. What are you doing great? How are you going to help us go win the next X amount of games we have? Because it ain't going to be doing this, guys. It's going to be doing this, and we all got to fix it. So if we start making excuses, we start pointing fingers, we don't give ourselves a chance to compete to win.
In terms of Northwestern, that was their first trip to the Big Ten championship game, and what came with that was high expectations for this year. So this has been a big disappointment over the first month and a half.
It has, but I'll tell you what, spending the day here, the last couple days here, you wouldn't know it. And Pat Fitzgerald was saying that over the bye week, you would have no idea this team's 1-4, and so much of the messaging has been one play away.
And you guys that are playing your ass off, let's get everybody doing it. You guys that are preparing your ass off, let's get everybody doing it in your room first. On your side of the ball second. And then we'll win. And then everybody will ask us, wow, how'd you turn it around? What'd you guys do differently? We just rolled our sleeves up and we went to work. And we just kept getting better. Everybody with me? All right, before we break, pretty special deal. 150th year of college football, and tomorrow, Under Armour, our great partner, will be revealing the 150-year anniversary jerseys, but we wanted you guys to see our jersey first. Sound good? Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's have some fun. There you go.
Northwestern's Mike Hankwitz, the renowned defensive mind and longtime Wildcat coordinator, is in his 50th season in college football.
Yeah, Mike Hankwitz has an amazing relatability. He has a great way about him that the guys understand him. He's a terrific communicator. He listens diligently to our players and builds great relationships. And I think through that, that's how he's able to really make a difference in 18 to 22-year-olds, even though he's been doing it for 50 years.
Just the energy he has, that fire he has. He's able to be serious. He laugh with us. We make fun of him, make fun of his voice and everything like that. But I think it's just the love for football he has. We can really see it, and he really cares about us too, and wants us to be great.
He's great relating to guys because he played the game, first of all, and he's been around football his entire life, coaching 50 some odd years. You're around players that much, and through generations of different players, I'm sure he's had to, figure out how to relate through the years, or else he wouldn't have been, kind of lasted this long.
Hankwitz credits the success and longevity of his career calling plays to his early days playing the game.
My high school coaches had a great impact on me. They were great people, and they were outstanding coaches too, but I loved the way they dealt with us and the way they tried to develop us as people, not just as players. And I've been fortunate where we've won a lot of championships and been to a lot of bowl games, but I think the bottom line is the relationship with the players.
Can I ask for another takeaway? Can I get another one?
And see them go on and be successful businessmen, family men, fathers. I mean, it's a feeling that, you can't duplicate.
Before he was on the sideline coaching through 41 winning seasons, Hankwitz got his opportunity on the field at Michigan.
Backup tight end tore his knee up, so they called and said, "Would you like to move to tight end?" I said, "I don't care, I'll just want to play." So I moved to tight end, and that's where I ended up. Well, I think I would put plus man on that guy because he didn't look like he had great speed,
First of all, he's in a three-point stance as a wide receiver. How funny is that? This is awesome. Has he seen this?
What a stud, just running over people like an animal.
Oh, Lord. So when I got done playing, I started as a grad assistant, and then it was like, wow, this is pretty interesting. You know, it's football at a whole new level, and I was hooked.
Before Northwestern, Hankwitz made 10 different coaching stops during his career, the longest at Colorado.
We were having a lot of success. I met my wife there, got married there, so I was fortunate that I was able to be there that long, and we had a great span there.
Finally, in 2008, the Wildcats came calling.
Felt like this had a great future here, and I'm sure glad I trusted my instinct.
It's a new half. I want to see how we respond and play this half. All right? Yes, sir. Judge us on how we play this half. Is that what
Hankwitz's next game will be his 565th, more than any head or assistant coach in college football.
He shares the same love we have for football. I don't know if anybody loves it as much as him. You just see it from him with his energy he has every day.
I'll drive by in the summer, and his car will be the only car in the parking lot. Like he watches film like the rest of us might watch TV or Netflix. Like that's his television. He must be watching film hours a day, not only in season but all during the off season because he's putting his plans together and different things like that. I mean, he's dedicated. He loves it, and that's what I think makes him so great. Is he lives it, he breathes it.
we thought we were entitled. We were going to be good just because we were good last year, and that doesn't happen. Nothing carries over. You got to make your destiny and make your legacy. Let's go.
You know, I don't really spend a lot of time reflecting because, you know, you just don't have that kind of time, and I choose not to just because I want to keep pushing ahead.
All right, let's finish the damn job. Resolve, relentless, attitude. Get another takeaway. Yeah. What's another one? Yeah. Stay after him. Yeah. Fight harder, think smarter, and we'll play harder.
When it comes to memories, a special few stand out.
Been a lot of them. Obviously, winning the Big Ten West was huge, kind of breaking through. But the 10-win seasons, you know, I'd say it's hard to pick out one. There have been a lot of them here, and been fortunate.
What have I learned? He's a consummate pro. He's just a great teammate on the staff. He's an amazing teacher to our players. Our guys love playing for him. He's a terrific leader, and just a joy to be around every single day.
Just glad I'm still doing it. I don't count numbers, you know. You don't look back. I never set a goal to go 50 years. I do it because I love it. So I choose not to worry about some of those things and just try to focus one game at a time.
Northwestern is off to a 1-3 start for the second straight season. Given the recent history against the Cornhuskers, a trip to Lincoln might be just what the Cats need to turn the corner.
Outstanding defensive play. Man, he has been playing excellent.
With a purple NU on the winning end of 2 straight overtime victories, Nebraska seems fine with forgetting that history and turning the page.
There's the snap, and they'll give it a quick hitter. Robinson to the 40-35. He's to the 20, the 15, 10, 5, and he's in for a touchdown.
Like the previous game, the first quarter touchdown would be all the defense would surrender for the entire afternoon.
That's the next play. That's the next phase. Be ready to strap it up. Put 2 chin straps on. It's going to be a 2-chin strap game. Yeah, let's go.
With trips to the end zone in limited supply, scoring chances would come down to special teams. And reporting from the sidelines, one of the Cats' own had a great view.
With the kick. And an outstanding straight ahead, first down. The field goal made it over the crossbar, not by much, and the Wildcats are on the board. Wow. 10-3.
In his first career start, junior Aiden Smith propelled the offense through the air and on the ground, with his favorite target hauling in 7 of his 19 completions.
Smith looking over the middle. Riley leads the catch.
But first half drive stalled, and it was the defense once again keeping Northwestern within a score at the half.
3rd and 12, fakes the give. Martinez looking, hit from behind, down he goes. Joe Gaziano.
All right, Coach, Aiden Smith, first start down 10-0, has some momentum. What are your thoughts on this play?
Just got to keep taking what the defense gives them. You know, we did that a little bit there in the drive that we were able to move the ball, but then a little self-inflicted wounds and we got close.
All right, Coach, last 2 games against Nebraska went to overtime. What adjustments do you make at halftime to get it there?
Score a touchdown.
All right, back to you.
We know what we're capable of. Let's go get that rock out, man. Let's go get that deal.
Nebraska will get the ball first here in the third quarter. A chance for the Wildcat defense to make an early statement here, get the ball back for the offense.
After being on the unfortunate side of close games this season, it looked like the Wildcats might finally start seeing some breaks.
Smith firing, got Bowman, curls away at the 15 to the 20. Tries to cut it back in, still fighting to the 35.
No yard would come easy, but in the first series of the quarter, the ground game hit its stride.
And Smith will take it right side. A 7-yard pickup with Evan Hull to his right, trips left. Here is Smith taking it himself, dives to the end zone. Touchdown! Aiden Smith, a 2-yard touchdown run. End of 3 in Lincoln. Northwestern 10, Nebraska 10. Swings down to the backfield from behind Mills, makes the catch and twisted out by Chris Bergen at the 20 for a 4-yard loss.
Wow, what an open field tackle that was. I love Riley Lees, the way he runs, not just in the slot, but as a return guy.
He single-handedly kept them in the game with some plays made at Camp Randall last week.
With yet another game destined to come down to the final possession, another bad break for the Wildcats put the ball in the hands of Nebraska with a chance to end it before overtime.
Great interception return, but there was clearly some interference that was missed.
And here's Bedroll looking, firing down the right sideline. Caught by Robinson to win the game for the Cornhuskers. And Nebraska wins the game.
I can't put my finger on it. I mean, you know, we're not winning the close games where we usually do. It is what it is. It's not what it's not.
As the Wildcats near the midpoint of the season, there's some familiar faces at Soldier Field with the New Orleans Saints visiting the Windy City, and Northwestern Hall of Famer Zach Strief on the call.
This is a game where field position is going to play a huge role. The ability of the special teams units to play that game, to pin people down.
On the field is Austin Carr, who's suiting up today at wide receiver with the division-leading Saints after a career at Northwestern that began as a walk-on and concluded with a senior season as the Big Ten leader in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. And he's not the only Wildcat wideout in the building, with former teammate Kyle Prater there to show his support for the Biletnikoff Award finalist.
Let's go Bears!
Across the ball and playing for the home team, now his 8th season as a cornerback, is Sherrick McManus. The Peoria, Illinois native has been a Bears special teams ace since 2012, spending time as a captain. But the day belonged to Carr's Saints.
So much of life changed in 2017. So I graduated from Kellogg, got engaged, then got married, claimed by the Saints, and I'm going to my 3rd year with the Saints.
With all the change in Carr's life, it just takes a close look at his back to see the school where he met his wife, with even more change soon to come.
I'm going to see my wife, man. She's expecting. We're about 4 months pregnant, got a little AC on the way, so wanted to see her before she flies home.
We got to stop the run. We got to attack the line of scrimmage. We got to use great technique, execute, be physical, and we got to swarm. I loved the Wildcat effort last week. We got to have that play in, play out, all right? Because last week was the first time it really started to show. We've lost these games in the fourth quarter. We got to leave everything on the line. Because you know what it's about? It's what's in the heart of a man, guys. And I believe in our hearts, and I believe in the character, right? Let's go.
Wildcats' biggest test of the season. They'll play under the Friday night lights for the first time in the history of Ryan Field. The fourth-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes have traveled to Evanston for a rematch of the Big Ten title game.
The Buckeyes' top offense in the Big Ten so far, close to 50 points per game. A rough start for Northwestern overall, but the defense, per usual under Pat Fitzgerald, has been their biggest strength.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Northwestern Wildcats. Joining the Wildcats is tonight's honorary captain, former Northwestern cornerback, Sheriff McManus.
Competitive into the fourth quarter. Solid defense. There's a lot of substance and leadership on that side of the ball. Going to have to keep these Buckeyes somehow well under their season averages, and they know the task at hand tonight.
The Buckeyes flexed their offensive muscle on the opening drive. Putting Aiden Smith and the Cats in an early hole that would only get deeper, but not without a first quarter fight.
6:47 to go, first quarter. Smith will swing it out on a screen, got Lees. Trying to turn the corner, hurdles a man to the 45 and out.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a good way to start. And when they went on that run in the second half of last year, there was no more of a workhorse than Bowser in all of college football as a true freshman.
Hit by Grubander, all the way, plenty long enough. It is good. And the Wildcats are on the board with 3:05 to go in the first quarter. It's Ohio State 7, Northwestern 3.
The second quarter triggered multiple unanswered Buckeye scores, and suddenly everything seemed to be going right for Ohio State.
A 55-yard field goal to end the half, and the Buckeyes with a 24-point second quarter. Northwestern's going to need to get some points from special teams, their defense, somebody to win a game like this.
There would be no second half comeback bid for the Wildcats this year. The night belonged to the Buckeyes.
If you want to know what the best team in the country looks like, that's how they played. You got to tip your hat to them. They played like the best team in the country. They played great. They played clean. We made mistakes. Got exacerbated because they didn't make any, so you respect the heck out of that. So let's respect ourselves. We got homecoming next week. We got an opportunity to go 1-0 next week and get this thing turned right back around, okay? I know it doesn't feel good right now, and there's no magical pill besides just working our butt off. Working our butt off, and we'll dig ourselves out of this, okay? I believe in you guys. You know how I feel about you. I love you dearly. I love you with everything in me. And so does everybody on the staff, everybody that supports you.
So let's leave it here, flush it, and let's move on, and let's go beat Iowa. Sound good? I use a little analogy, when things aren't going great, there's 3 magic buttons to getting things fixed. They all have to be pressed at the same time, and that's Control, Alt, and Delete. Like kind of offense and defense and special teams. That's pretty creative. That might be the best t-shirt I've ever come up with.